Well, hello and welcome back if you're a longtime listener, and welcome in if you're brand new. I'm Christine Brunelli, and this is a very special episode. It's special because I'm about to be real and be vulnerable. This episode is all about plot twist. Whether you've been listening to me for a long time or a short time, you may have heard in previous episodes that I said, I will never change the name of my podcast. I love it. I love it. It is who I am. And this podcast used to be called Fierce, Fun, Feminine, and Other F Words way back during the pandemic. I created it when we were in lockdown, in quarantine, when I saw a need for women to go to a place for inspiration. It was all about stories of overcoming. And if you go back to the very first 50 episodes, we're almost at 150 episodes now, you'll see interviews or hear interviews with women who survived narcissistic abuse and today they're thriving, narcotics abuse and they're divorced and thriving, pastors' wives who the pastor was not faithful and they are out there today and thriving. And then other things where I pulled in not profanity with F words, but things like fidelity or friendship, fun, all different things that were just kind of fun. It was designed to be light. And then I started using it for my business. And I'm a chiropractor by profession of 30 years, and fitness is a big part of my life. So I just tweaked the word fun, and I said, okay, it's fierce, fit, feminine, and other F words. And I sat with that for quite a long time, and it feels good. That's me. I talk about confidence. I talk about fitness. I talk about all things feminine, hair, makeup, fashion, beauty. It felt so right. And I don't know how many episodes, but on several episodes, I mentioned that business coaches and some other people said, it's a fun name, but it's not a good name for a podcast. And I'm like, well, why? Yes, it is. This is me. And I have sat with multiple people telling me it really isn't a good name because people can't find you for what you do. And because I use this podcast not only as a source of education, but inspiration, I want to help women who want to feel confident on camera. I talk about all things body image, hair, makeup, lighting, all different things that help you embody being in the zone so that you feel sharp and ready at a moment's notice. There is nothing more powerful than a woman who feels good. Do you know what I mean by that? That's what this has been about all the way through the first 100 and almost 50 episodes. So it's the same host, it's the same message, but this is the announcement, the plot twist, that I have finally come to a point where I have to admit that I'm not necessarily wrong, but I've grown. I've evolved. And I'm fine-tuning my brand. And if you're in business, you understand that. If you have a business, you know you need to be super targeted. SEO, when people go in and they do a search on YouTube, they're not searching fierce, fit, feminine. They're not searching those things. My clients are not. My clients are searching hair for women over 40, makeup for women over 40, fashion for women over 40, confidence on camera. And when they go into the podcast search bar, they're doing the same thing. So I wasn't really doing you, my listener, a service, holding on to something that worked for a while. It did. It served its purpose. And I love and I will always love. But now this is a season of growth and vulnerability to say, I was kind of wrong trying to hold on to something tight. Because in business, we have to be willing to be nimble and change if we want to grow. So today I'm just here to say I'm eating my words. And the official title of this podcast is now called Confidence on Camera with Christine Brunelli, Style, Polish, and Presence for Women Who Lead. Whether you lead in a boardroom or a Zoom room or on social media or on YouTube, on a podcast, or maybe on a TED stage or a local TV station, and you want to look and feel fabulous on camera because you're confident enough to show up and own the space, you feel confident enough to show up. It's not changing who you are. It's just dialing it in and giving you a little zhuzh. This is the podcast for you. If you've been with me for a long time, I'm not changing anything. In fact, some of the things in the pipeline you're going to love that are coming up soon. I just wanted you to know that I'm willing to go out here publicly and say, I have to eat my words. And why, when you go back to old episodes, you will hear still the same intro. I'm keeping it. Welcome to Fierce Fit Feminine and other F words with this precious microphone, same microphone. I'm not going to change all of those intros. I'm not changing any of it because that's part of my journey. So if you want to get the full picture of what it's like to build a personal brand, go back and start listening from before this was for my business until I transitioned into dialing it in for helping women over 40 that are in leadership feel confident on camera. You'll hear the full transitional experience. Thank you so much for being here. Hit subscribe if you want to be notified the next time an episode gets released. And I have some great ones coming out that I can't wait. Really juicy interviews and some great solo episodes as well. Hit subscribe so that you get notified the next time one is uploaded. And until then, show up with style, with presence and power, and have a beautiful day.